Well, look, I'm certainly not the first person to emphasize that there is something clearly fundamentalist about the new atheist movement, insofar as fundamentalism means a rigid adherence to a single notion of truth when confronted with a world of plurality. But more importantly, what the new atheist movement represents is not so much atheism as it is anti-theism. This notion of anti-theism, of course, is not a new one. The term itself goes all the way back to the 1830s, but it was really revived in the 20th century, and in particular post 9/11, to emphasize a new kind of radicalized anti-religious atheism. In other words, when someone like Richard Dawkins says, as he told the Humanist paper, that religion is one of the greatest evils in the world, comparable to smallpox. Or when Sam Harris recently said that, quote, if I could wave a magic wand and get rid of rape or religion, I wouldn't hesitate to get rid of religion. That's not just atheism. That's not just people saying there's no such thing as God. That is people espousing a view of religion as a pervasive, insidious evil that must be forcibly eradicated from society. That's what's new about what we see in some of these kinds of extremist atheist views from people like Harris and Dawkins. And the good news is that it's actually only a minuscule percentage of atheists in the country who actually follow these dictates. In fact, there was a wide-ranging poll done in the University of Tennessee that showed that only 15% of America's self-described atheists actually call themselves anti-theists. Now, you would know this if you saw the media or the bestseller list, which tend to be dominated by this anti-theistic voice. But like all, communities or groups, ethical groups, religious groups, belief systems, it's often the case that the loudest voice gets confused for the majority voice. That's not true in Islam, it's not true in Christianity, and it's not true in atheism either. And I say this for a very important reason, Tom, if I may, because my biggest beef with the so-called new atheists is that they give atheism a bad name. I mean, most of my intellectual heroes are all atheists, whether it's Schopenhauer or Feuerbach or Marx or Freud or even Huxley, who referred to himself as an agnostic. I think that what you're missing from the knee-jerk atheism of a Marr or a Dawkins or a Harris is a real grounding in philosophy, a real expertise in what religion is, its historical